Hey, so this is a 5-ish minute video for solving addition equations. So we talked about earlier a 4-step strategy that we call PWAC, and it simply is problem, work, answer, check. So the first thing you're going to do is write down your problem, then we're going to work it out, find your answer, and then check your solution. When we are solving these addition equations, we're going to be using subtraction, and you're going to do the same exact thing to each side of the equation to keep it balanced. Now, remember the sock picture from today's lesson. We want to keep everything balanced. We don't want anything to get out of whack. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, I know you think you can do this in your head. You look at this and you're like, oh, let's see. I know. That's going to be 5. 5 plus 8 equals 13. Don't get too far ahead of yourself because these equations are going to get more complicated. So you need to start building these good habits so that when you get into the more complicated equations, you know, and you've got these good habits and good strategies down. So let's go ahead and try our PWAC. So I've got P, I've got my problem written down. Now I'm going to start working it out. So I've got addition. So we said we're going to use subtraction to undo it because addition and subtraction are inverse operations. So I'm going to subtract 8 from each side. And the whole goal of solving an equation is to get this variable right here all by itself. We're isolating the variable. And so 8 minus 8 is 0. So I can bring this down. And 8 minus 8 goes away, so it zeroes out. So if you want to, you can cross that out so it goes away. And now 13 minus 8 is 5. So there's your answer. You can put a box around it so that you can see it easily. Now we want to check it. To check it, you're going to substitute. So we're going to put this 5 wherever we see an N. So 5 plus 8, we want it to equal 13. So 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 truly does equal 13, so that's correct. So that one was pretty easy. Let's try one that's not quite so obvious. 14 plus y equals 69. Now, we can switch this around if we need to. We can rewrite it with the y in front if you need to. We can use the commutative property to do that. All right, so I'm still on my problem, and I'm going to work it out. I'm subtracting 14 because this is still addition, and I want to use the inverse property. So that's going to zero out. So y is going to equal 9 minus 4, that's 5. 6 minus 1 is 5. There's my answer. Put a box around it. And now we need to check it to make sure it's a solution. So I'm going to use my original problem. You always want to check it in your original problem. So 14 plus 55 equals 69. 5 plus 4 is 9. 5 plus 1 is 6. 69 really does equal 69, so that works. Now, let's try one with a decimal. We've got C plus 3 6/10 equals 4 9/10. Got our problem. We're going to work it out. Subtract 3.6. Subtract 3.6. Zero it out. C equals 1.3. We're going to check it. 1.3 plus 3.6 should equal 4.9, and it does. So our answer is correct. So remember, you want to write your problem. That's the P. Work it out. There's your W. Find the answer. There's the A, and check the solution. There's your C, and that's what we call PWAC. And that's how you can solve any equation. It works for simple one-step equations like this, or more complicated multi-step equations in higher maths.